Okay, hello, this is Scott, and I was going to do a video on color science and Fuji and JPEGs, but I've decided, I've noticed, a problem in some of my videos. Make an adjustment here, and essentially, oh, hey, remember my friend Isabella from my last video? She's feeling much better. She gets her insulin shots twice a day. Such fun. And she's also become my friend. She doesn't always like hang out with me, but ever since she was sick and feeling so bad and then got better, she's readopted me as her daily friend. So she's right over here. What I'm going to talk about is the focusing. If you've noticed in some of my videos, you'll see a constant kind of pulsing in the background. And my lens isn't set, particularly wide or a low f-stop. Like currently right now I'm at f4.5, so that's pretty moderate. And I would think that it could hang on focus. So what I'm going to do is go through all the different focus modes, and in particular, and then this is going to be just with me at my desk, the situation where I'm finding I'm having issue, and see if I can find any way around it. Here we go. We are in AFC. We are in face detect. I am running this in HD, not 4K, and we know there are some variations between that, but most of what I do with this kind of filming is in HD, so I'm going to keep with that. And again, we are testing the autofocus, and I have it in AFC. Okay. Where we are again, we are still in AFC. It is in face detect mode, but we are now using AFC 2 just to see if it seems to have any effect on the pulsing. I know some of these would be inappropriate to do for this particular scenario, but hey, whatever, there you have it. Now we are in face detect AFC, but we are now in AFC mode 3. And again, not that this is an appropriate mode for this kind of blogging setup, but I just want to see if it affects face detect AFC 4 autofocus. We're seeing if it's pulsing. Again, this is not the proper setting that you would think to set, but we'll find out what happened. And here we are, we're still in face detect, and now we are in AFC mode 5. So we'll see how that behaves, and again we'll kind of sit here looking at my face for a little while. We're now in single focus, not face detect. It's essentially just a box in the center. That box is kind of starts at my mouth and has my nose and my eyes perfectly in it. So one would hope that it's not picking up anything in the back and it's not pulsing, but this is exactly what this is all about. Okay, there we are. We are now in AFC mode 2, again single focus point. And we'll see how this goes, trying to keep my face right in that box so that it's not distracted. So we'll see how it does there. Hey, hopefully a cat's tail won't cause a problem. We are now in AFC 3 mode. We are still using single focus box, and we're trying to see whether we get pulsing. And see if my cat tail doesn't create too much of a distraction there. We are now in AFC mode 4, and again it is still single point, trying to keep my face in the box and see if we get any pulsing. There you have it. I have gone through both face detect and single focus, and I've gone through AFC 1 through 5 for both face detect and single focus. And we'll take that to the computer and we'll take a look at it and assess what we think is the best for this, and then maybe do an extended test. We'll see. So, to the computer. Well, those results were kind of disappointing. I didn't really see a huge difference between any of the settings. It seemed like maybe single focus was a little bit better. What do you think? Now, because I was so disappointed, I've done this little section and I have recorded this at f8 just to see whether that increased depth of field will make it not noticeable. And I am using, of course, AFC, and I am using it in the set 1 general purpose, because that's the one that kind of makes the most sense for this particular. And I'm not using face detect because I thought maybe the face detect was doing a little bit more pulsing. So here's this. We'll see if this makes an improvement. And then I'm going to do a little clip. I'm going to push it up to 60 frames a second and see if maybe at that quicker rate it becomes more or less irritating. So we'll see what happens. Okay, and out of curiosity, we're doing this one at 60 frames per second. The rest of my video is going to be in HD, but I'll look at it and I'll tell you if there's any difference, but I'll drop it in the timeline and it'll get adjusted back to 24. But we'll see if this makes any difference. Of course, this is at f8, and now I'm going to go change that. And now here we are at f4.5. So we'll see if that makes any difference. Like I said, the results were a little bit disappointing. I would have hoped for better. Whoa, totally unexpected. I thought maybe moving it to f8 might have made it better, and moving up the frame rate, and if anything it just got worse. That's really a letdown. I guess it's a good thing I'm mostly in 24p when I do things. I could test 30, but 24 is what I use most of the time. So geez, I don't know what to say. Stay away from 60 frames per second because the pulsing was just absolutely insane in f8 and 60. God, yeah, mind-blowing. Yeah, so I thought maybe we were going to get an improvement there, but it got worse. It's like it got quicker. Even at f8, you know, I figured that it wouldn't have you know, as much reason to pulse because it would have more depth of field. You know, quite a difference from f4.5 to f8, and no net bonus. It technically got worse, and then trying 60p, I thought maybe, you know, the increased rate that it has to refresh, but it just made the pulsing that much worse. So that was pretty disconcerting. So I know, there you go. That's you know, results of my tests. In the future I'll try to do some other focusing tests, but this one in particular, because of these blogs, was of interest to me, and I figured I'd go ahead and share just what I found, as unpleasant as I guess I might say that is. But one final note, you know, I used to own Panasonic. Panasonic cameras are great, but they also suffering from pulsing, and I think that just has to do with the contrast autofocus. So it too had the problem. I don't know if they have reduced it or not. I know a lot of people had pointed it out there. So maybe it's just nature of the beast, and that's a reason to do manual focus. As much as I hate the pulsing, I'll probably just continue to do my videos like this. I am shopping for for new cameras, and if it ends up being a Fuji, you know I'm going to test for this, because if it's like this, I definitely have to look at my options out there, because the mirrorless wars, they have begun and they're getting interesting. Oh, don't let me forget, please, if you like these videos at all, please try to give me a thumbs up, and please subscribe. I'm trying to build the channel. I don't make any money doing these. No one's used my Amazon links to date, so I haven't gotten what little one would get from that as well, and probably Amazon will drop me because nobody has used them. So please, the only way I can build this channel is by getting some subscribers, and then maybe I can start to build to a next level. So please give me a thumbs up and please subscribe. See you next time.